What's going on, Thunderstruck Gaming? It is a bipolar bear, and thank you so much to Thunder for having me on here once again. I really do appreciate it, and I really appreciate anybody who comes over here and listens to me and puts down a comment and whatnot. Honestly, I do, because like I love this, man. I honestly do, and I have a great time doing it. I get naded in the spawn. It's like playing Shipment on Modern Warfare, damn it. And anyway, so what I got for you today. War from Call of Duty World War II is, in my opinion, stress my opinion, the best mode in Call of Duty of all time. But what about Warzone and what about Blackout? I would honestly rather defecate on my hands and clap than play Battle Royale. I just would. It's not for me. Plunder's alright, but Battle Royale itself, it just doesn't really do anything for me. You know, when you come from like old school Halo and from playing Call of Duty multiplayer for years, I don't like how slow it seems to be. I just don't. I just think it's really drawn out. You can go X amount of time without really seeing anybody or getting into any action. And I picked the shotgun up from off the floor, and I was expecting this thing to be like, you know, like be an absolute monster, be angry, be aggressive. Sounds like me 18-month-old son when he's having a couple of sneezes, bless him. That was just the biggest disappointment ever. Just kind of like shooting out a wet fart. And so what attracted me to war, because the thing is, when Call of Duty World War II came out, I wasn't feeling it. You know, I was kind of like having the same opinion as the rest of the community at that time. You know, it wasn't very popular, it wasn't doing particularly well. People liked the fact that it was set in World War II, but they didn't like how the maps were, or they didn't like how guns were, and didn't like how quickscoping was so dominant once again. And I was kind of in that same boat. I wasn't really feeling this game whatsoever, and I was all but ready to give up on it until I got introduced to war. And what I love about war, and still love about war, by the way, this gameplay is recent as well, because I'm really rusty for a start. And you can go and play World War II and you can get war lobbies right now, not a problem. And trust me, it's fantastic fun. But what I love about this mode is that the maps are catered around the mode. Similar to something like in Overwatch. Now, I was a big Overwatch player when that was at its prime. And that kind of had the same thing going for it. You know, you'd have a certain objective and the map was made for that mode. Not like in normal domination or normal hardpoint where the maps were made first and the modes are kind of like put together after. No, they knew exactly what they wanted to do with this and they planned it out accordingly, and the map flow works fantastically. The spawns are set, so you've got absolutely no surprises from where the enemy team's going to come from. You're not going to have any surprise spawn flips or anything like that. And when I think it's really clear like that, one team spawns there, one team spawns there, go have fun. And that's kind of seems what it's like. One thing that I'm not necessarily so sure on, though, is, well, first of all, this tank. I don't understand how people don't realize there's somebody sat in the tank. This game's been out for 3 years, and yet I was still taking people by surprise in this. I know it's camping, not camping. I like to call it tactical hibernation, of course. But yeah, I just don't understand why people can't see me, and you're like, hi, yeah, I'm the big tank with the LMG shooting bullets. How you doing? You're alright? Yeah, let's go get a drink. And one of the things I don't necessarily like about it, and I understand why it's not in, but you can't get kill streaks in this game. Now you can go on decent runs in this game, and it's actually really good for doing challenges. But you can't call in any UAVs, you can't call in your glide bombs or fighter jets. Not that you'd want to call in the fighter jets. You can't call in no paratroopers or anything like that. And you know what? It makes sense, because if you had all of that going on screen at once whilst you're trying to have so many different things kind of going on in this mode. But at the same time, I kind of think, how many kills could you rack up if you were able to call in streaks on this mode? Because it would be a lot. And there's also no stat tracking either. You know, it doesn't affect your KD ratio, it doesn't affect your score per minute, it doesn't affect your win-loss. It's like the games didn't happen. Which, again, I don't know if that's something I was happy about or not. It certainly made people camp less, because people weren't bothered because they didn't have a KD to protect. So now, I know we shouldn't care about a KDs, it's 2020 for crying out loud. I thought we were past this by now. But no, people still do. And, you know, that's fine. If that's something you want to protect, that's up to you. But in this mode, it didn't matter. Therefore, people were more, I don't know, I want to say they were more kind of blasé about the situation. They were quite happily run around and try and get kills. It wasn't necessarily hiding in a corner or camping away. Certain spots on certain maps definitely call for that tactic. But nonetheless, I just kind of think people played this mode more freely. There always seemed to be more variations of guns, you know, there was always different setups running around the map, and it was just something that was nice to see. You never knew what you were going to get killed by. It wasn't all SMGs, ARs, and sniper rifles, and I think the variety of that, I should have spotted that guy tight right, and it's going to end up costing me here now coming up. And that, again, that was something else that I really enjoyed about it. But the thing is, what I love about war in comparison to other modes of Call of Duty, man, it just works. it works so well. And a major turnoff for me is the fact that I think there was only about, even with the DLC, there was only 6 maps made for this mode. Whereas for me, they should have centered the game around this mode, because like I say, dude, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it, and just the flow of it. Got the crossbow, and honestly, this thing, it's fierce, man. I picked it up and I was like, oh, I can't wait to shoot somebody with this. Boo! Call me Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And yeah, so honestly, them reasons for me, what makes War the best game mode in Call of Duty. I just have so much fun with it, and if it's something that you're interested in, it's still more than active. You can go get a lobby, and you can go try this thing out for yourself, because I honestly believe if you enjoy objective-based modes, you won't be disappointed.